right? Our next comedian, he understands mind games. He knows if you say someone's name at least 3 times, you're likely to never forget it. But Joshua Jesty would never do that to you. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome, Joshua Jesty. Give it up.
Hey, I want to get close to you. I want to get away from this mic stand. Please, give me a round of applause because I just got engaged. Give it up. You know that? And it so happens that my fiance is pregnant with what I assume is my child. Give it up for that. And we just recently got approved for a home loan, so we're going to get a house. Give it up for that. We're helping the economy. You're welcome. Give it up. Give it up. And might I add, I lied about all of that. Give it up, you've been clapping for lies, which is fine because it's an election cycle, so that's what we do. We clap for this guy's lies and that guy's lies, and then we go in and we check out a box, and we go, I guess I'll live that lie now. Despite, I can tell everybody's getting freaked out and really mad and really upset. I was at the grocery store the other day, I saw this couple, and they were at the yogurt. They were by the yogurt, the Yoplait selection, and they weren't looking at each other, and they weren't looking at the yogurt. They were just staring straight ahead, like dead-eyed, through the yogurt, and having a discussion, an argument about yogurt. It was, honey, you want some lemon? No, I don't like lemon very much at all. Well, what if we get lemon pie? It's the same thing as lemon. It's just they put the pie in. Well, how about we get more blueberry? We already have 5 blueberry. We don't need any more than 5 blueberry. This is the kind of we're losing it. We're losing it. And I saw this guy in the McDonald's drive-thru. I saw him completely lose his mind, and I have no insight as to why, but it was a 2-line McDonald's, and his line cleared out, and I was in the second line, and he just sat there, like you could see him shaking, and then he pulled out of his line because clearly the orders weren't being taken, and he drove by my line, and he drove up to each car, and just swore at each of us. It was wonderful. Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! And then he pulled away. And it was incredible because I just realized in that moment how much I enjoy watching people melt down. It's such a simple pleasure. Speaking of horrible things happening though, I've been getting great deals on Craigslist lately, and I've noticed the better the deal is, the more horrifying the seller's story is. Like, I saw a great deal on a guitar, and I went over to the guy, and he was like, here's my $40 guitar, but let me tell you first, the reason I'm selling it is I lost 2 fingers at the factory. And then they laid me off, and I don't have health care. And I was like, I can't care anymore, or else I won't get this awesome deal. So I'm like, thank you. And I went over to this other house, they were selling an Xbox, and the mother was like, we have to sell our little boy Tate has terminal masturbation, and his little wrists are too frail now, he can't even hold the controller. And I'm like, I'm so sorry, you're gonna lactate one of these days, I gotta go. And I went because they were selling a big screen TV over at this other house, and the family was like, we've lost both of our jobs, we can't feed our 4 kids anymore, and we're gonna be out on the street anytime. I'm like, that's great, I gotta go. I got all my stuff, and I'm walking, and I slip, and I skin my knee, and I'm like, damn it! Why does everything bad happen to me? Thank you. It's true. Everything bad. Let's see. The way that I like to get over bad things happening though is I like to go to the local sex shop. I used to hate it because the cashiers used to be so, you'd make your purchase and feel kind of dirty anyway, even if it was something simple, like here's these penis straws, whatever. And they'll look at you and they'll be like, you have a lovely evening. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna do something dirty, and that's just a weird transaction. So I figured out the way to kind of get past all that, for me now, is I'll go to the grocery store, I'll buy a cucumber, I'll get a brown unmarked paper bag, I'll put the cucumber in the paper bag, wet it, put a little fake blood on there, and then I'll walk in like shaking and just leave it on the counter and just like, I think it went in the wrong orifice. And I won't say anything else, and I'll leave. And that's the way I got back. But now I enjoy the sex store because I actually see it as a metaphor for life. Like in the front of the store is like all the little novelty items and the penis straws and the little mini condoms that say little pricks. And it's just light. It's like the beginning of life. It's light and it's fun. And in the middle, it's just so many decisions and it's complicated. You've got maybe the female condoms called You Glow Girl, and you've got all these goddamn condom options. You got like ribbed and ultra ribbed and mega ribbed, and then I saw one that was ribs for her pleasure, and I looked at the package. It was just a package of ribs that I guess you just give to the female, and she enjoys delicious ribs while you have the sex, you know. And then the end of life is kind of, you know, it's that scary place that we don't want to go there, but we're going to get there eventually. You know, there's like the really dark S&M stuff and the scary sex toys that are like crazy straws except bigger. You know, and then the back door, that's the scary part where like, I guess that's death. That's the great unknown. And the only time I ever got the courage to go towards the back door, I got blocked by this couple, and they were arguing about what sex toys. It was like the yogurt couple. Just like, honey, should we get nipple clamps? Those are too expensive. We should only get one. But I need both. No, you don't. You only have one good nipple. Anyway, a couple of quick stories before I go. I let my girlfriend know that I was going to have lunch, and she texted me 20 minutes later, and it was an unfortunate text, because the text said, "Are you still eating, baby?" And I looked down at my plate, and I realized to my horror that I had been eating Chinese food, so it wasn't totally out of the question. And last but not least, if you spend your life serving God, are you going to be upset if he's a bad tipper? Thanks so much. I'm Joshua Jesty. Enjoy the night. Keep loving and dancing.
Keep it going for Joshua Jesty, everybody. Excellent.